Welcome everyone to the most 10 powerful minutes you're going to need to recap for 2025 and put your strategy forward for 2026. We have today the amazing Wendy Vaughan, who is in my book a business growth strategist. If you check her byline, she is a business success coach. And Wendy, honestly, is my go-to person when it comes to messaging, when it comes to offers, when it comes to growth. I trust her with my brand, and that's my baby. So, welcome, Wendy.
Thank you so much, Carolina. This is just such an honor to be here with you and to celebrate the coming of a new year, right? And reflect on a busy 12 months, hopefully a profitable 12 months.
Oh, for sure. If somebody's working with you, heck yeah. It was, right? At least growth, in the right direction and really mindset. And it all begins with having the right blueprint, which we're going to talk about. But I do want to focus on 2 points. One is, what were, in your opinion, the biggest lessons we learned in 2025? And what do you recommend if we don't know what they were? Like, you're going to guide us, but if we personally do not know what the heck happened, it was quite the year. What are you what are your guidance for someone to take some of the downtime we're having and reflect?
Yeah, that's an interesting, I love that question because it there's opportunity in every situation, right? And sometimes if the sales or the business growth plateaus or tapers off, we panic and we go into, retraction, scarcity mode. But I love how you presented it in terms of it's an opportunity to reflect. It's an opportunity to maybe even rest. It's an opportunity to refresh. It's an opportunity to reconnect with the value that you deliver, the why behind the work that you do, and the original vision that you had in those times of maybe a slower cadence of new clients. Now, for those of you who had an upsurge, because there is an overall awakening of consciousness.
Yes.
And people are stepping into alternative health practices, mindfulness, just being more present versus doing what they think they should be doing. And so all of that, what I've seen has really surged the acknowledgement that, you know what? Maybe there's a different option here for me other than just working or dealing with chronic illness.
Popping a pill.
Right. Mm-hmm. Procedures, pills, medications, of course, modern medicine is great, but sometimes it leads us down a spiral, right?
Yeah.
And so there has been just this uptick, in my opinion, of consciousness. Yes. And it has, it's interesting because experts, the thing that I love about working with people that are thinking, they're thought leaders, right? They're inspired. They've received intuitive downloads. They start seeing things through a fresh new perspective. Well, they love to speak at that level.
Yes.
And although that's great for them and maybe peers, but it doesn't help in terms of attracting new clients.
I see. They may be going too high level.
Exactly.
In there. There's something.
Their excitement, right? Their excitement, their passion.
Yeah, there's something you said that is super powerful. And we are, for everyone that's joining us, you're hearing it firsthand. We are calling 2026 the year of energy and frequency healing. It is the year of the healer. And now more than ever, our humanity is non-negotiable. And we're suffering from the shiny. So we automate your, your coaching, your therapist. use artificial intelligence as your therapist. It's like,
Right,
so
right,
what's
right.
happening is we're seeing everybody on one hand, on a good note, beginning to experiment and beginning to think that there's other stuff that's possible, right? On the not so good hand, is this is emerging technology. I'm not saying that, 30, 20, 50, 100 years from now, we will be looking at a different way of dispensing modalities. But we're not there yet. This is technology at its infancy. This is like wanting to turn to a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old and expect them to solve your problems. And they could love you and want to help you. They're just not around enough. The technology is shiny, but it's sophisticated, but not sophisticated enough, not
Well,
discerning enough.
yeah, and the discernment as well as the compassion, the ability to hear and really have that meaningful conversation in terms of more of a holistic, curiosity about things that are going on. And if a person goes to AI, they only know what they know. And so they
Yeah.
can only put in certain prompts.
And the validity and reliability of the data. But it's an awakening for both, I think, Wendy. And
Mhm.
you have been pioneer. You're like 12 to 24 months ahead. And I respect that so much, because as much as it is an awakening for the public, it is an awakening for the healers.
Mhm.
It,
Yeah.
it's the passion is important. And I find, even I've had friends that their child got diagnosed with X, right? And they do so much research that sometimes they're more up to date than the general practitioner that they go see, right?
Well,
They
true.
get a PhD on that condition, right? So it's not
True.
necessarily the degree that is giving you the power, but it's your ability to really become an authority and an expert at it. For some modalities, of course, you need proper training, but I'm just saying in general, there has been, I think, healers, including medical practitioners and PhDs and MDs and all that. I think everyone is now beginning to recognize the scientific verification of energy and frequency modalities.
Absolutely. It is
But the
no
healers
longer
need to, yeah,
ethereal.
but the
Yeah.
healers need to step up and own it and step up and educate the public. And, is because a lot of it is passion driven and spiritual driven and
Mhm.
empaths and salt of the earth people, right? The
Right.
business side sometimes feels a little incongruent.
Sometimes. Usually
We're being
always.
generous. We're being generous here.
Yes, you're being very gentle here. It typically is very incongruent. It's the oil and the water. It's like I, getting clients, building that bridge between your knowledge and speaking somebody's language that is of a different perception is tricky, and it takes a certain intention
Mhm.
to have those meaningful and empowering conversations. And the interesting thing that I loved what you said in terms of, you're basically stating that people need to own their authority, step into their authority, and
And do
talk
the
with,
work, do the marketing work, do the
yeah,
business work, do the business coaching.
talk with authority, as well as linking things in a way, however is possible, to some of those, clinical tests or scientific based studies. Not because you have to justify yourself, but because
In
part of
service.
the component is to build the belief in the person that you want to serve.
Yeah. And in service of educating, right?
Yeah.
The audience. And I go back to the very first point you made. What I notice in the content of a lot of healers and when I'm saying healers, I'm speaking of the spectrum
Yep.
from from natural Tai Qigong to actual a naturopath or an MD, right? Like it's a spectrum.
Yep.
And what I find is exactly what you said. They speak because they're passionate about their modality, right? And so the time you don't even understand the words they're saying because
Exactly.
they're so trained, they're so professional, like
They're
from behind the
way up.
counter, right?
Mhm.
That you need to connect with the emotional need,
Mhm.
right? Because and that is important because somebody I just had a conversation with a sponsor that is so excited about the work we're doing, and they're a financial organization and they want to be a sponsoring partner. And when I explain what is it we do, right, at PWG Global for the experts and as well for the audience as well, right, they made a really odd comment. They said, oh, you provide qualitative and quantitative outcomes. Thinking, opposite to what? And they said, oh, we thought it was going to be very abstract, right?
Oh,
I'm like, no. And that is so important for all of our healer energy
yep.
frequency natural modalities, is that they are able to convey the outcome, not how we're going to get there, but the
Exactly.
outcome. Because if somebody is doing energy work, right, somebody that doesn't understand at their level is going to go, well, what am I paying for? You to rub your hands on me? It's
Right.
like, so that's
Exactly.
where there's a disassociation with the value that you're providing and
Absolutely.
the monies that you're charging,
Mhm.
right?
It
So
would be as if you talked to a surgeon and all they talked about was, all right, I've got the scalpel and the forceps and the sponges, and we lacerate and then sever and then cauterize, and you're like,
you're going to
why would
scare
I,
people off.
why would I want that? Why would I
For
want that?
sure. For
Oh,
sure.
well, we're going to reconnect your heart. So we're going to clear out the arteries so that you can live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want that.
And one thing that you and I are so simpatico on our mission and vision is that not only do we believe in natural healing, that we have everything we need, and therefore we champion the healers that are the providers,
Yep.
but healers want to help and they want to
Oh,
make
so much. Yes. So compassionate.
their patients better, right? But they
That's the
need to
main,
turn.
that's the thing that fuels
Correct.
them.
But
Yeah.
they need to go back to the literal and figurative bank account. Like you can't keep dispensing, and not take care of yourself, not take care of your safety and your security and your, ability to keep dispensing your knowledge.
Yes. Like I always say, have a business that's fueling your passion and creates a lifestyle that you love.
That's the sweetest. If you can
Yeah.
find that, and you and I have been blessed, and
That's
we're
what it's all
quite
about.
aware of it, that we
Hmm.
have been blessed to earn a living and thrive in our passion, within our passion, which happens to be for the greater good. So
Absolutely.
it is just, I can tell you, I give thanks every day for it.
Hmm.
And we want to make sure that we take care of our healers and we take care of our coaches and we take care of our light givers and hope givers. Our humanity is contingent on the safety and survival and thriving
Oh,
of our
yeah,
humanity, of our human
absolutely.
teachers.
They collectively, all those who you've just mentioned, and, under the broad spectrum of healers, are part of what is raising consciousness within humanity.
Yeah.
So it is a huge evolution and a movement
So what I
that
love about you and what I'm grateful and what a beautiful time to stop and be grateful for those around us is that you are truly both sides of the brain, both hemispheres. On one hand, you are an empath and you are a healer. And on the other hand, you're an entrepreneurial growth and business really genius. Well, I've seen it work. So it is incredible. We don't often meet people that work both sides of the brain, that are the creative but yet the business, right?
Mhm.
And your compassion and generosity for those you help is incredible. So I want to
Well, I
thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you so much, Carolina.
I want to thank you for guiding us, and I want to thank you for your energy and your commitment and the sacrifices. Sometimes, we are at different time zones, and you will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make a call, right? But
Yep.
it's so easy to say, well, it just like it doesn't work. But I've seen you work with time differences greater than ours, right?
Well, it is
And that
it's all
commitment.
about serving and empowering others, and working with you, Carolina, and the World Organization of Energy and Frequency Medicine, is truly, I love what you're spearheading. I love the difference that you're taking charge of, and it's really admirable. I
Thank
just
you.
truly want to acknowledge, because you put in a lot of time and energy and grit
I feel like a
and
toddler on
perseverance.
espresso.
This does not just happen. So I want to
But
acknowledge you.
we have a brilliant, thank you. We have a brilliant year ahead. We're expanding to serve even more vulnerable communities. We have huge announcements in the next couple of days. And of course, Wendy is at the forefront of it, because without sales and without business growth, we can't make that magic connect, right? So today we have two very special gifts that if you've checked our magazines, you would have come across both of them already, but we want to just spotlight and highlight them once again so that when you have time over the holidays, you take the time to review both. Can you tell us a little bit about your keynote talk that was the most viewed track of our recent summit, and also your gift, which is Passion Meets Profits Blueprint?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take just a quick moment to share about each. I loved creating this talk for your audience because there is so much energy present in sales. Sales is sacred.
Mhm.
It
Ooh,
truly is that energetic connection with somebody when done well, and it inspires, it builds that bridge. You are the conduit to everything or what they are truly wanting for themselves. So, seeing that perspective and shifting that paradigm is what I love sharing, because sales is not icky. It's not foreign. It's not something you have to put a new hat on. It's truly being intentional and embodying who you really are in a way that serves and supports. So I have created and delivered the keynote talk, 5 simple steps to create an energetically aligned offer that creates $20,000 months. You
yes.
know, the more money you make, the more money you can give.
That's our
If you think
intention
money
for
is a bad thing,
2026.
absolutely. And then as part of that, that sets up, once you have that ability to create an offer that's easy to sell, that's your foundational nugget. From there, Then I have a great resource that gives you a framework. It's called my Passion Meets Profit Business Blueprint. And it's a simple path to six-figure success on a recurring basis without sacrificing yourself, without burnout, without selling out, without doing things that are really out of alignment. So it's a great combination, and I hope that everyone finds a lot of inspiration and clarity and empowerment.
Absolutely. And you have a few down days where really invest the time into setting up the right frame and the right infrastructure for 2026. And of course, Wendy's going to be with us every step of the way. So thank you so much, and have a happy holiday. And we'll see you in 2026, good and ready to go. Thank you, everyone. And until next time.